Welcome to the video on Chapter 11, Introducing the Accounting Cycle and Using Classes. Before we begin talking about the chapter, I'd like to remind you of the information you saw in the first page of this module. The restrictions on completion of each item in the module are reinstated in this module. Module items must be completed in the sequence they are displayed, and all module items must be completed before you can go on to the next module. Because each module will remain open until the end of this course in December, you will be able to complete an item after the due date, of course with a grade of 0 since it was submitted late. I'd like to begin now with the chapter review. The chapter is broken up into 6 different develop your skills sections, and I think it's a great way to look at the chapter is by looking at these develop your skills exercises. So I just want to run through them quickly. The first one is analyzing transactions, DYS 1 on page 468. The second one is turning on class tracking, and I'll mention more about class tracking in a moment. This is develop your skills exercise number 2 on page 472. The third item is work with classes in transactions. That's develop your skills number 3 on page 475. The next is to create class reports, and this is a very important outcome or use from using classes. This develop your skills exercise number 4 begins on page 478. The fifth item is called set price levels and use in transactions, and this is develop your skills exercise 5 on page 482. The next item is display cash flow reports, and this is develop your skills exercise 6, page number 487. One of the main items in this chapter is about the use of classes. Students are often somewhat confused about the difference between jobs and classes. They seem to kind of do the same thing, but they don't. Let me explain in simple terms. Jobs enable one to separate and analyze the revenue and expenses, as you would show them in a profit and loss report, for a specific activity for a customer. Jobs are for customers. Classes enable one to separately analyze the revenue and expenses and therefore create a profit loss report for divisions, locations, or departments within a company. An example would be a company might have a store represented by a class in Lakeport and a store represented by a class in Clear Lake. Classes are for separate economic groups within the company. Jobs are for customers, classes are for economic groups. And you may use both jobs and classes within a company. You can use either one or both. Our quiz is 2 true and false questions and 3 multiple choice questions. You will only get 1 try on this quiz, so consider your answers carefully before submitting them. Since these quizzes are like the midterm and final exams, they are a great chance to practice for the final. The next assessment is for your project, which is the Chapter 11, Apply Your Skills. And in this one, I want you to pay careful attention to the sections you're supposed to do. You're supposed to skip section 11.1, and you're supposed to do sections 11.2 and 11.3 on pages 494 and 495. Per the instructions at the beginning of option 2 preceding Apply Your Skills 11.1, be sure to change the name of your company. There's been some confusion on this since people have started losing points for doing it wrong. You are supposed to change the name of the company, not the name of the file you're submitting for your homework. And then the last thing is do not do Apply Your Skills sections 1 or 4. Once you've completed Apply Your Skills sections 11, 2, and 3, you're to print out a PDF file for the following 2 documents. Print the invoice for Snohomish County K-9 Unit Dog Admiral, dated 7/8/2016. Again, that's the invoice, dated 7/8/2016. The check sum for this invoice is a total of $103.50. The file name that you will save this under is Invoice Chapter 11 PDF. The second document is to print a profit and loss by class report for the month of July 2016. Again, to do a month, you would put in July 1st and ending in July 30th. The check sum for this report is a total net income of minus $10,855.52. The file name for this document, when you save it, should be Profit and Loss by Class Chapter 11. And it will be 2 pages long, which is fine. So in both cases, you're supposed to create these 2 separate documents as PDFs. If either document does not produce the correct checksum values, then you've made an error, and you should continue working until you achieve the correct results. Submit the assignment by clicking on the upper right-hand Submit Assignment button and attach the 2 files. The last item is our discussion, which is very similar to previous discussions. I want you to share with me and other students any comments, questions, or suggestions that you might have relating to this module. As I said before, I read all of these and I reply to many of them. Thank you. Have a good time with this chapter.